Hey there guys, EctoMaster here. Welcome back to the Overwatch Lookout. I apologize for last week. I was dealing with allergies and hoping that I would get into the beta, but obviously I'm using old footage again, so no beta. Not yet at least. But we're continuing on. This is the 6th episode. We're continuing. I only missed 1 week. I'm not stressing over 1 week. So we're going to talk about a lot that has been said over the week, basically, since the new stuff has come out. So I don't have any new stuff to show you. Once that, I mean, it's already out there, but if I get into the beta, then yes, I will show you the new stuff that's coming out. Anyways, let's go ahead and break down into some of the new stuff, and then if we have time, we'll do some of the character backgrounds, etc. So the progression system that came out, so you have a player level, and that's it. All heroes contribute to the same level. So kind of like Heroes of the Storm, where the heroes have their own progression system, but you also get contribution to your level system. But, unlike Heroes of the Storm, there is no level cap, kind of like Diablo 3's Paragon leveling system.
Attack commences in 30
You earn experience by playing matches, and that is broken down by different things. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So earning experience. It should be noted that you can only get experience for 1 medal per game. The highest one is always chosen. If you received 2 gold medals, you only get experience for 1 of them. So, based on that. So, every second in a match, you get 4.01 experience.
attack commences.
Match finish, you get 250 experience. You win a match, you get 500 experience. If you get a gold medal, you get 150, silver gets 100, and bronze just gets you 50. Now we're going to run through some numbers as things start to get crazy. So level 1, it takes 150 experience to get either to the next level. To get to level 2, you need 1500 experience. Level 3, you need 3000. Level 4 needs 4500. Level 5 is 6000. Level 5 is 7500. We're seeing a pattern until level 6 needs 85. Level 9 needs 95. Level 8 needs 9500. Level 9 needs 10,500. Level 10 needs 11,500. And it's 1000 XP from there, and it keeps on going up. Or XP more. So all the way up to level 23 plus, you need 2200 per level. 22,000, sorry, 22,000 per level. So it does get exponentially greater. So you need more and more the more you play. The more you level, the more experience you need. To get back into it, you gain loot through boxes which drop. These boxes contain at least 4 cosmetic items. And you get these loot boxes from gaining another level. Loot has 4 levels of rarity: common, rare, epic, and legendary. There is a new hero gallery which lets you see all the skins, animations, and taunts. And you cannot buy cosmetics yet with real money, but eventually it will be possible. So they have added skins and sprays and emotes, and they're just going to be adding more and more. As it goes on to say, more legendary skins on the way. So Jeff Kaplan did say the art team worked really hard on them. Thanks so much for the compliments. More are on the way for the legendary skins. So things seem like, well, they don't really have anything. It seems kind of bleh. There are more on the way. Because I know I look at Diva and it's just like, yeah, there's really not much to Diva. I would love to see like a Bastion look for her mech, or like steampunky. I'm sure they're thinking of all sorts of different things. So I'm sure we'll see more legendary skins. This is where their microtransactions are going to be. Their microtransactions are going to be in-game credits and real money for cosmetic stuff, and that's totally fine. That's much better. If you spend more money, you get this gun right here, and then you can shoot people with it. No, it's better this way. Much better. Going on to a cross-server progression technology, Jeff Kaplan has confirmed Overwatch will be the first Blizzard game to utilize some new technology that allows your unlocks and progression to carry between different geographical BattleNet servers. So, yes, your progress should carry over between regions. This is new technology, and they are testing it in this beta. For example, you should be able to change from NA to EU and see your unlocks over in EU. If you experience any issues, please report them in the bug report forum, etc., etc. So, yeah. Oh, and they said, oh yes, Asia too. So, Asia's coming as well. There's also new icons, player icons. There's like the Overwatch logo, or like a black and a white one. Then there's some really, really cool ones. References to other games. For example, you can get the monk look, you know, with his little the doodots on his head and his beard. Diablo, the Hearthstone logo, Heroes of the Storm logo, the not the Protoss, the Terran logo, the Zerg logo, and I'm guessing the other is Protoss. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Jaina, Lich King, Varian, Garrosh, Sylvanas, Alliance, and Horde logos, and then they have all the character logos as well. The one that seems to be a unanimous favorite is Winston Peanut Butter. I also kind of like I know Tracer's got these things. Where's Tracer's? Oh, there's the Protoss. I don't know. There's some cool stuff. I can't wait. I really can't wait to play this game. I really want to. Anyways, what else? They did mention that the rating UI will be changed. People have crazy BattleNet names. I can't remember who played what character during a match. Having a portrait of the last character played next to the name when rating players post-match would be awesome. And Jeff Kaplan did say that this interface is temporary and will be changing soon, and they appreciate the feedback. So yeah, and then they showed, like, if you go to overpwn.com, you can see like an unreleased Pharah skin, which was used, and they have skin avatars as well. So that's that. Anyways, let's move on because there's not much else to talk about. I mean, the game is in beta again. We welcome it back, and I did kind of call it. I said it was either going to be last week or this week, and it was last week. So yes, I love being able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the characters now. We're going to start with Roadhog. You can go to Soldier 76, Symmetra, and since I missed last week, we might do Torbjorn and Tracer, and if I can do that, then next week we will do the last 4, but we will see, because it's kind of hard. Alright. All depends on how well I can read this, and how much time it takes. So Roadhog is a ruthless killer with a well-earned reputation for cruelty and wanton destruction. After the Omnic crisis, government officials gifted the Australian Omnium and the surrounding area to the Omnics that had nearly destroyed their country, hoping to establish a long-term peace accord. This arrangement permanently displaced Mako Rutledge and a large number of the Outback's residents, a scattered collection of survivalists, solar farmers, and people who just wanted to be left alone. Furious over the loss of their homes, Mako and others turned to violent rebellion. They formed the Australian Liberation Front, not to be confused with the Australian Front, or the Liberation Front for Australia, or the... I don't think there's any more Monty Python jokes I can make. And struck against the Omnium and its robot population to take back the lands that had been stolen. Events continued to escalate until the rebels sabotaged the Omnium's fusion core, resulting in an explosion that destroyed the facility, irradiated the region, and littered the Outback with twisted metal and wreckage for kilometers around. Mako watched as his home became an apocalyptic wasteland, and he was forever changed. Adapting to his environment, he donned a mask and took to the broken highways of the Outback on his ramshackle chopper. Little by little, his humanity was forgotten, the last vestiges of Mako faded away, and the ruthless killer Roadhog was born. Soldier 76. We're all soldiers now. I'm not going to do that in the voice. Currently, the target of an international manhunt, the vigilante known as Soldier 76 wages a personal war to expose the truth behind Overwatch's collapse. Soldier 76 revealed himself in a string of attacks that crisscrossed the globe, targeting financial institutions, shadowy corporations, and secure Overwatch facilities. Though to the outside world, his motives are inscrutable, there are those who claim that he is a former Overwatch agent determined to shed light on the conspiracy that brought down the organization. While his true identity remains a mystery, he's believed to have been trained as a member of the American Soldier Enhancement Program, quote unquote. He possesses physical capabilities exceeding those of a conventional soldier's, as well as other augmentations that make him a peerless combatant. In addition, he utilizes a cutting-edge arsenal, much of it stolen in raids on Overwatch installations. Unrelenting in his search to find those responsible for Overwatch's fall, Soldier 76 will stop at nothing, and I mean nothing, to bring them to justice. I haven't really played either one of those. Again, only had a weekend to do it, so nothing really played. But this next character, I did get a chance to play, and she's kind of fun to play. She's a different type of support. And that she doesn't really heal, but she does support. Symmetra literally bends reality by manipulating hard-like constructs. She crafts the world as she wishes it to be in hopes of engineering a perfect society. Following the Omnicrisis, the Vishkar Corporation of southern India began the laborious process of creating new, self-sustaining cities to house the nation's displaced population. One such city, Utopia, was created using radical hard-like technology that enabled its architects to shape the city's streets, utilities, and living spaces in the blink of an eye. After she was identified as one of the few capable of becoming a light-bending architect, young Satya Vaswani was plucked from extreme poverty and placed in the care of Vishkar's Architect Academy, never to return home. Isolated and lonely in her new life, Satya immersed herself in her education and training. She quickly grasped the applications of quickly grasped the applications of the technology and was one of the top students in her class. Now you see where I got the ass from. Satya approached hard-light manipulation differently than her peers, with their more procedural, mechanical constructions, instead weaving her constructs in the motions of the traditional dance of her homeland. Though she was one of Utopia's top architects, the Vishkar Corporation saw far greater potential in Satya's abilities, giving her the moniker Symmetra. Vishkar sent her on clandestine missions around the world to uphold its corporate interests and expand its influence into other countries. Symmetra believes her actions serve the greater good in society, but there are times when she wonders whether the control and order she desires are truly best for humanity. Symmetra was fun to play. You just place her little turret thingies down and they can wreck house if they're in the right spots. So it's a lot of fun to play. Torbjorn is not one I played, but I've seen a lot of. At its height, Overwatch possessed one of the most advanced armaments on the planet, which could be traced to the workshop of an ingenious engineer named Torbjorn Lindholm. Before the Omnicrisis, Torbjorn had gained notoriety. I got the dogs barking, so they're distracting me. For designing weapon systems used by countries around the world. However, his belief that technology must serve a better vision for humanity put him at odds with his employers, who desired to control his weapons using networked computer intelligence. Torbjorn had a deep mistrust of sentient robotic intelligence, and while many of his peers wrote this off as paranoia, his worst fears were realized when the robot populations of the world turned against the human creators during the Omnicrisis. Because of his engineering genius, he was recruited. Man, that was the hardest word, and I know how to say that. He was recruited to join the original Overwatch strike team, and his many inventions proved integral to ending the crisis. In the years that followed, Overwatch became an international peacekeeping force, and Torbjorn remained a critical resource for all of its technological needs and signature weapon systems. But, in the aftermath of Overwatch's fall, Many of Torbjorn's weapons were stolen or stashed away around the world. Feeling responsible for his creations, Torbjorn is determined to stop them from falling into the wrong hands and wreaking havoc on the innocent. And last but not least is the mascot for the entire Overwatch game. And I had a lot of fun playing her. She's a lot of fun to... She is. I have played her, and she's fun. She's interesting. Tracer. The former Overwatch agent known as Tracer is a time-jumping adventurer and an irresponsible force for good. Irrepressible force for good, not irresponsible. Oh. Lena Oxton's callsign Tracer was the youngest person ever inducted into Overwatch's experimental flight program. Known for her fearless piloting skills, she was handpicked to test a prototype of a teleporting fighter, the Slipstream. But during its first flight, the aircraft's teleportation matrix malfunctioned, and it disappeared. Lena was presumed dead. She reappeared months later, but her ordeal had greatly changed her. Her molecules had been desynchronized from the flow of time. Suffering from, quote, chronal dissociation, end quote, she was a living ghost, disappearing for hours and days at a time. Even for the brief moments she was present, she was unable to maintain physical form. Overwatch's doctors and scientists were stumped, and Tracer's case seemed hopeless until a scientist named Winston designed the Chronal Accelerator, a device capable of keeping Tracer anchored in the present. In addition, it gave Tracer the ability to control her own time, allowing her to speed it up or slow it down at will. With her newfound skills, she became one of Overwatch's most effective agents. Since Overwatch's dissolution, Tracer has continued to right wrongs and fight the good fight wherever the opportunity presents itself. I love Tracer. She's just like the total optimist. It's like she was dealt the wrong hand and ended up doing the absolute best that she could. And that is that for this week, guys. We'll be back next week with another Overwatch Lookout. As always, keep an eye out for Overwatch. Keep a lookout on Overwatch. Something like that. I can't remember what it was. I'll see you guys next time.